Hello, good morning and welcome to the match build-up show from the LFC Daytrippers as we look forward to Brighton versus Liverpool. I'm your host Keith and I'm just going to go do a quick show, run through the teams, give any predictions. If anyone wants to throw their predictions into the chat, feel free. We'll see how confident people are or how weary some people are. The vibes I'm getting is that people are panicking about the team, and the teams have just dropped. We've all seen predicted lineups. You know that there's an issue at the moment. Let's not lie. There's a problem with teams being leaked again, which was something that the club got on top of, and it seems to have creeped in again. Now I don't know why that is. I don't know if certain people have come into the team and are privy to this information, whether it's a player or whether it's a member of staff, and they're probably texting people. I don't know. I'm only speculating, but it's a bit of an issue really, because you know. It gives your hand away early. Not we're the best in the land, make no bones about that. But you know, it's never good when the team lineup is going out too early. You know, it really is. It's a bad look. But you know, it is what it is. And basically, the teams have dropped. So let's run through the team, right? So we've got Alisson in goal. We've got Nico Williams, Nat Phillips, Fabinho, and Robertson at the back. We've got Milner and Gini in the midfield, and then we've got an attacking line up in front of them. We've got Minamino, Jota, Salah, and Firmino. Let me know what you think of that team. Let me know how you think it's going to shape up. Is it going to be a 4-2-3-1? Is it going to be a 4-2-4? Is it going to be Minamino in a midfield 3, or is it going to be Bobby dropping into a 10? Let me know what you think, and we'll see what the options are. I mean, the subs bench, we've got Adrian, Mane, Henderson, Jones, Tsimikas, Origi, and Reece Williams. It's not a bad bench. It's not. People are going on about the team. It's not a bad bench. And look, let's start with it. We all know what the problem is with this team. People are panicking about Nico Williams and Nat Phillips being in the team. You know, I tweeted earlier, we want a situation. I'm sure everyone wants a situation where you can have your team and it's going to go well, and you'll have young teams, or you'll have young players coming up through your youth ranks that'll come into the team every year. This is what I want, and I know it's what Klopp said when he first came in, the ideal scenario for him as well. Yet people seem to lose their shit when it happens, and it's all centered on these two lads. I'll start with Nat Phillips because I think he's the easier one of the two. Nat Phillips has not really put a foot wrong for us when he's played. He's not the best. I'd say he's not the best centre-back in the world. He's not the best for how we want to play football, certainly. But he's not really that bad, you know. He's a solid, good aerial threat. We'll come on to whether Brighton will pose an aerial threat or not, but he's a good, solid centre-back. And if he can be marshalled through the game, you know, I don't see many issues with that. It's really Nico, I think, is causing a lot of the panic for people. And look, the lad gets so much stick. He gets so much criticism for not being Trent. People have short memories. You know, Trent got a lot of stick as well when he first broke in. He had, you know, I'm not comparing him with Trent. Look, let's just make that clear now. Trent was a different level altogether to Nico Williams. But, you know, Trent had bad games where he got absolutely roasted. And yet he just got on with it. You know, he kept doing it. And the improvement comes from playing games and being involved in games like this. I think too many people panic over seeing guys in there. He's going to play, right? Nico Williams is going to play. He's going to play on the right back. He's going to, you know, looking at Gini or Milner, which way does that go? It'll probably be Milner in front of him, I would imagine. I could be wrong there, but I'd imagine it'll be Milner in front of him to give him that bit of support. And it'll be Salah ahead of him, most probably. Could be wrong on that as well. I don't know how they're going to line up. It could be Salah playing through the middle. Who knows? But Nico Williams has had some dodgy games. Curtis Jones has had some dodgy games as well. But Curtis Jones has you know, improved by getting more involvement. And he has more of a cockiness and a swagger to his game than maybe Nico Williams does. Is Nico a worry for everybody? Is it an issue that you're all panicking about? I mean, we're playing Brighton today, and I'm not going to disrespect Brighton. I like Graham Potter. I like Brighton. I like how they play football. But we're not playing Man City. We're not playing Spurs. We're not playing Man U. You know, these are the games you don't mind seeing these lads playing in. I know people are panicking about the injury crisis. People are panicking about the lack of bodies. But this is a calculated selection by Klopp. You know, we've got Reece Williams is on the bench. We've got Henderson on the bench. Henderson's only coming back in. We know that the team isn't where we want to be at the moment, but let's give these lads a chance. It's frustrating when you see guys coming in and being slated by making a mistake. Young guys, Nico Williams, 19 years old. Give the guy a chance. He had a stinker here last season, if we all remember correctly, up against Tariq Lamptey, but that was playing on the left side. He was put over at left full that night. He just needs a chance. And I think, why not? This is a game to give it. The Brighton team will run through as well very quickly. We have it here. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to really know how these are going to line up. But they've got Matty Ryan in goal. They've got Ben White, Webster, Dunk. It looks like a three-man defence. Oh, no, the Veltman as well in there. Veltman as well. Then they've got Basuma, Gross. Basuma and Gross looks like they're going to be in the midfield. Mopé, Welbeck, and Conley look like they'll be there, and Solly March. So by looking at that, I'm looking at Solly March is probably going to be a wing back with maybe Solly March and Veltman maybe as wing backs. Conley maybe playing more. I don't know how they're going to line up. I'm not going to lie. I don't really know how they're going to line up. But I'm going to bring Barry in. Barry's in the waiting room here to come in and chat. So I'm going to bring Baz in and just see what he thinks of the teams and the threat today. Barry, how are you?
Oh, good, Keith. Yourself?
I'm good. What do you make of the team news and what's your expectation for today?
Pretty much the way as expected, I think, with Manny needing a rest. He's looked a wee bit off it this last few games, so we rest might do him no harm. Bring him on later in the game. They maybe wrap it up. I'm not worried about the defence. Robbo's back in there. That's the main one, I think. Most of our attacking will come from his wing, whereas Nico will not be expected to bomb forward. Just stay back, do his job. And Fabinho and Williams, or not Williams, Phillips, solid enough back there. Like Fabinho will just call the shots. No, I think it's a good enough team. I think it looks like the Man City kind of formation, 4-4-2, like 4 when we're attacking. And then 4 in the middle when we're defending, whatever. And I think the way he looks at it, maybe go at them early, because Brighton like to play football, so they'll give you chances. So maybe get at them early, score a few early goals, and then bring Henderson and Mane on later, see the game out. Here's hoping on it.
Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of people are saying, Nico, he's not bad, but the decimated defence is not a good idea. And people are worried maybe about Nat Phillips and Nico being on the one side. Do you think they'll play like that, or do you think they'll put Fabinho to the right side of the back four with Phillips in at the left side, maybe strengthen it out a bit, or what way do you think they'll actually line up at centre-back?
It's hard to know. It's hard to know now. Fabinho can kind of play either side, whereas Phillips, I don't know if Phillips would be suited in the left, because he seemed like all right footed. So
yeah,
I think he might play on the right actually. And they'll probably, it looks like they're going maybe 3 up front with Conley maybe the left wing, so they might be trying to exploit that maybe right hand side.
Yeah, it does look. I was looking at their team there, and I can't really make sense of it, to be honest. Like with the personnel, I don't know if they're going with a 5 at the back, which they probably will be going with 5 at the back when they're out of possession. 2 in midfield, and maybe the 3 up front with Conley, Welbeck, and Mopé. Now, those type of players, looking at that, it's going to be, if we do expect them to be 3 up front, it will be Conley on the left, and it'll be probably Welbeck on the right with Mopé in the centre. It's not ideal with Mopé. It's up against Phillips. He likes a good aerial challenge, and he'll be tested maybe on the ground. Mopé is a cute enough player. But do you think we're over maybe worrying a bit too much, over panicking about the ability of Nat Phillips? Look at Nat Phillips first. Like he's a solid defender. He's not spectacular, but he's solid enough and hasn't really let us down much in games he's played, has he?
No, I think he's played maybe just 1 or 2 games this season, and then one brought him back to the Everton game. But like, I think he played 19, 20 games in the German second division, so he's experienced enough.
Exactly. So, and at Stuttgart as well, a big club. He wasn't a Greuther Fort or one of these. He was at Stuttgart.
They got promoted, like, so he was playing on a winning team and confident team. So I have no worries of Klopp thinks he's good enough and good enough to do the job, I don't see why we should be panicking. So
exactly. Something you touched on there, Baz, was the formation. You reckon it could be a 4-2-4 in possession, 4-4-2 out of possession.
Yeah.
How do you see that one working? Is that going to be Salah and who else will it be? Salah and Jota maybe, or Salah Firmino maybe in the front here with Jota and Minamino to the wings?
I know it's kind of fluid, but the way I see it is Firmino, the number 9, although he'll be dropping him and Minamino to like switch.
Yeah.
And then Salah the right hand side, Jota the left, where they are most comfortable. But as we've seen in the Man City game, they'll be making that much movement up front. They'll be all over the show. And hopefully it's causing Brighton all sorts of problems, like the way they interchange up there.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
No, I just think Minamino and Firmino are kind of better in like the centre of the pitch, and if they're like both switching, like both going up number 9 and dropping to 10, I think that's the way they'll do it.
Yeah, I think there will be a lot of movement like that. Just before we go on, Jacob Zimmerman, he wasn't that great. No, he wasn't that great. I said he was at Stuttgart. I said it's not like he was at a smaller German second division club like a Greuther Fürth or one of those. So, I didn't, say it was, and no disrespect to Greuther Fürth or any of the smaller German teams. My point was just that he played at a big club that were in the second division, and as Barry pointed out, were a winning team and got promoted. So it's not, it's not like he was scrubbing around, The midfield, we know it's going to be Milner, we know it's going to be Gini. You have a feeling it'll be the guys on the wing supporting them maybe to cover. Is it all about maybe covering up some of the weakness and younger inexperience at the back that he's going with that? Yeah,
I think so. I think like they cut out because Brighton's they're a decent footballing team up to a point. They're not clinical up front, but they like to get it down and pass it. So I think he'll play the 4 to kind of cut out them passing lanes. The 2 boys will tuck in kind of tight. I think that's the way they'll go, but who knows?
Yeah. It's hard to guess, isn't it? I can't get my head around this Brighton team. I keep looking at the Brighton team and I don't know what formation they're going to play. I mean, they've only got, in my opinion, maybe one recognised midfield player playing in Basuma, and then it's a load of defenders, a load of forwards, a load of wide players. It's an unusual lineup by Brighton, but a little word on them. He's a good coach, Graham Potter, at that level. He's actually a very innovative coach. He does a lot of, he's not afraid to make changes and to do formation changes. And that can end up with egg on your face when it doesn't come off. But we have to be wary of them a bit today, don't we, Baz?
A wee bit, but I think I remember playing them last season, and I think we caught them early. The high press caught them, they like to play out from the back. So if you press them high, like whenever we're attacking, get the high press, the 4 men, I think we can catch them. I think they done it last year, maybe scored 2 goals early, but they will be a threat, don't get me wrong, but I don't see them being to score more than 1 goal if they do score, so I think it's just a matter of trying to outscore them today.
Yeah. It's a very good point. It's a case maybe of outscoring them, and with the 4 players that are in there, are you looking forward to any of them? I mean, it's a basic question, a simple question. I think everybody looks forward to seeing Jota at the moment. But do you think as a front 4, whether Minamino was playing front 4 or whether he's more in the midfield role, he will certainly be an attacking option. Are you looking forward to seeing that as a unit? And a lot of people in the comments are saying, Minamino needs to really stamp his authority on this game, or when will he ever do it? Are you looking forward to that as a unit? Do you think it can work?
Yeah, I think it can work. I know Minamino. I like Minamino as a player. I know he hasn't really shown it for us, but I like his movement, his wee quick feet, quick touches. And I think with him and Firmino together, they're both kind of smart, similar players. And then with Jota and Salah making the movement, I'm excited to see it. So hopefully he's, you know what I mean? Because if Gini and Milner's in the middle, there's not much creativity there, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's going to be up to Minamino. They can step up today and show a bit of creativity. They play them through balls and what have you. So, big game for him.
And with the lineup, as you know, as Kev O'Sullivan just says there on the screen, if anything, it screams out 4-3-3 with Taki in the role. Jones take a lot of pressure on Williams down that side of the pitch. I think the formation, the way Liverpool have put this team out there, is you said something there, very fluid, and there's a lot of formations we can play, we can go to in game. I mean, we can start with the 4-3-3, we can go 4-2-3-1, we can do 4-4-2/4-2-4. It's going to give Brighton something to think about, isn't it? And again, their formation, whatever way they do line it up, it's going to give them a lot. I think, people are panicking about Williams and Phillips in the team, and as if we're putting out the Carling Cup team that played against Villa last season. We still have a strong team out there, and Brighton will have a lot to worry about from their end as well, won't they?
Yes, like we're going to dominate possession, so I'm not too worried about our defence, because if we have the ball on their half and we're pressing high, we're not going to have to worry about the back too much, maybe set pieces and stuff. But no, if we're on top, get on them, score early, they'll have to worry more about us than we do about them. So not worried at all.
Yeah. No, it's one that I'm of the same opinion. I think we should have too much firepower for them. I think I've said this before, injuries or no injuries, COVID, no COVID, whatever, you can't let it be an excuse. And I think Liverpool have just got on with it. People are trying to make a narrative that Klopp is looking for excuses all the time. Klopp is not looking for excuses when he's arguing about fixtures and timings and things like that. He's stating the obvious facts. But Liverpool have just got on with it, and we still have enough talent in that team to go out there and do damage. So, Baz, what's your prediction for the game?
Well, Keith, I said it last night on the show. I'm the big 4-0 today myself, so I'm going for a 4-0 scoreline. Good
lad. Many happy returns.
Thanks. I think I might put money on that scoreline, actually.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I'm one of these that always sort of predicts 4-0, 3-0. I'm a bit of a wally like that. I was going to go with 4-1, but because you're 40, we'll go with 4-0 as well. Have a bit of faith in the lads. Have a bit of faith in the boys at the back. Do you think, before we finish up, the bench I mentioned earlier on, maybe before you came on, the bench is strong enough? There's a few options on there. Do you think we might need the bench today, or do you think we shouldn't? Like it's Adrian, Reece Williams, Tsimikas, it's Henderson, Jones, Mane, and Origi. There's a lot of talent on there, isn't there? And there's a lot of different variations and options. But do you think, let's say, for example, if we see Henderson on, it's a bad sign? If we see Mane on, it's a bad sign? Or do you just think Klopp will maybe have these planned out regardless?
Yeah, I think the three subs that scream out, there's Henderson, Mane and Jones will all get a run out. And as we know, there's a game on Tuesday night, there's a game on Wednesday, so like you might see it, Milner, although he hasn't played a lot of games, he's played 2 or 3 in a row, so he might play 70 minutes, give Henderson 20 minutes, because they'll need minutes to get back for maybe Tuesday night. And Mane, I think he'll just, not that he's dropped, he's more rested, but he'll be looking to get on and score. So, and then Jones, do no harm to drop him in the last 10 or 15. No, I think, as you say, he probably has it planned out, but you don't know what way it goes if somebody go down with an injury or whatever. But I think he'll have it planned out to give them 3 minutes later on in the game.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it does seem very calculated what he's doing, and the way he's sort of trying to get through this period, doesn't it? That it's subs on the hour, people coming off, fans are scratching their heads, why is he coming off? But it's all pre-planned and sort of looking after them, isn't it? The sports scientist team and all that are monitoring minutes and things like that. But it should be interesting. Who do you fancy to score today? Who do you fancy getting on the score sheet?
2 from Jota and 2 from Salah. That's
nice and simple, going for the clinical lads.
A brace each.
Yeah, why not? I have a feeling that Phillips is going to pop up and bang one in with his big mallet head. Bang, get in there. Nothing wrong with that. Look, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Barry, I'll let you drop off there now. So it's good to have you on. Always a pleasure that you come on to these shows and give us your opinion. It's what we do these for, is to get people that maybe do be interacting in the chat and all to come on and let us know what they think. So thanks for joining me this morning, Barry.
Thanks for having me, Keith. All the best.
No worries. Hopefully there's a bit of celebration later for your 40th and the win.
Here's hoping. Cheers, man.
Take it easy.
All right, good luck.
That was Barry giving us his take on the the game and how he thinks it's going to pan out today. And look, there's a lot of people are getting agitated and getting nervous. You know, they may not. You know, they'll jump in and put in 2 footers and say, oh, we're definitely losing, or this, or that. Just have a bit of faith in these lads. Have a bit of faith that Jurgen knows what he's going to do. That he knows, he knows these players better than we do. He knows what Nico Williams can do and what he's going to instruct them to do. And if he thinks he's the man for the job, because look, let's be honest about it. Milner could have played there. You know, we could have put Jones in the middle. We could have put Henderson if he's able to go on the bench. He may have been able to put him in. So, you know, Klopp has faith in Nico Williams. Klopp has faith in Nat Phillips. We all know Nat Phillips, they could have moved him on, but he didn't, and he's still a part of the squad and he's getting games. So Klopp, we think, will select games for Nat Phillips that he thinks will be suitable to him. So it'll be very interesting. I was going to go 4-1. Just because I think with the inexperience at the back that Brighton may get one, they have a very attacking lineup. But because Barry's 40 today and he's going with 4-0, I'm going to go with 4-0 myself. I think there'll be goals in it from, I think Phillips will get one. Why not throw in Nat Phillips to get a goal anytime? I agree that Jota will be on the score sheet. Salah will get a penalty, in my opinion. And I think Minamino will get one today. So that's my prediction. Gav will be back on the post-match show. I won't be able to do the post-match show, but Gav will. So join Gav, I'd say probably about 2:30 today. But the notifications will all go out at the time. And hopefully we have something to celebrate and we have something positive to talk about. And look, if we have to be critical of people, we on this show, we try and be critical without being ridiculously so over the top. You know, some people are so reactive. We try and be as balanced as we can, and I think we'll always try and be balanced. I think it's one of the things that we do on the day trippers and people that come on and contribute as well, and you guys that are all in the chat as well. I think are I hate saying the word community, but the sort of the community we have here is generally a positive team, but we're not afraid to criticize where we feel it's needed. Hopefully there'll be none of that today. Hopefully the young lads will do themselves a solid today. We'll get the result that we need. We'll get a good performance and we can come on and celebrate. We'll all raise a virtual point for Barry for his birthday later on. But look, that's been your match build-up show. I've been Keith. As I said, Gav will be back with us all later on with the post-match show, and we'll see us all then. Take care.